In our Sunrise Smart Start, all eyes are on the Senate today as they begin debating new voting rights protections. Democrats have remained intent about moving the legislation forward, even if it means changing the Senate rules.
Yeah, it's an interesting scenario we're watching. We are joined by Washington correspondent Anna Wernicke as well, live in D.C. this morning as well. Anna, good morning. So here's the question. Why are Democrats even taking the vote if it's expected to fail?
Good morning. Well, Democrats are under a lot of pressure from the White House to get this done. President Joe Biden was on Capitol Hill last week meeting with Democrats, really stressing the importance of passing a voting rights bill ahead of the midterm elections on March 1st. But heading into this week, Democrats know very well that the odds are not in their favor. But some Senate Democrats are saying that it's still important for all senators to go on the record about this, on their stance on this issue, which is why they believe it's important to bring this to the floor, regardless of the outcome. Obviously, Democrats would like to see this pass, but getting this done and failing to do so would also be a huge setback for President Biden's agenda.
All right, very interesting. Anna, thank you so much for your time this morning. Vice President Kamala Harris said the freedom to vote is under assault and said it's time for the Senate to do its job and pass a voting rights bill.
President Biden, meanwhile, facing scrutiny over his administration's COVID response as well. A new CBS News poll shows the president's rating on handling the pandemic is at the lowest point of his presidency, with just 36% of those surveyed saying the response from the White House is going well.
I think it lies in a lot of places. I think a lot of the confusion emanates from CDC and the mixed guidance that they've issued.
Well, beginning tomorrow, the federal government will launch a new program for Americans to get free at-home COVID testing kits. You can request those at covidtests.gov. The rapid test will take 7 to 12 days to arrive. Each house will be limited to 4 free testing kits.
Here locally, it's back to school for all students in the Rochester City School District this morning. This follows a rise in COVID cases and staffing issues.
Last week, 29 schools returned for in-person learning, 21 forced to stay remote. They'll return today. Erica Cost, live outside School 28 with more on this. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. And the superintendent says a large number of absences between teachers and students district-wide. And as you mentioned, Henry Hudson behind me is just one of the schools buildings going to in-person learning again today. We told you a few weeks ago all students were sent home with a few rapid COVID tests to use before the start of the new semester. That means hundreds of students will show their negative results before coming to buildings today, joining the rest of the district. When it comes to the rest of the year, the district says the pivot to remote learning is always an option depending on COVID cases and absences. They're asking students to take home electronics each day just in case. The district is also hosting several vaccine clinics ages 5 and up throughout the month of January for students to get their first and second dose. And the superintendent says there's been a great turnout here, hundreds of students coming out, reassuring her confidence that in-person learning can happen in these buildings safely. In Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
Erica, thank you. And to that end, the district will host a first dose vaccine clinic for kids 5 to 11 today. School 45 on Clifford Avenue from 4 until 7.
Well, turning it now over to James. James, for snow lovers, they're going to love what they see outside this morning.
This is the best.
If you don't like snow, sorry.
For snow cleanuppers, different story.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, we had a couple of sound bites. We interviewed some people who are like, this is amazing. I'm so happy. And then we had the sound bite of the person saying, meh, digging out today. It's amazing what the reactions we get from this snow. But hey, guess what? It's happening regardless. A little bit of lake effect today. Could get another trace to a quarter inch maybe around Rochester, but that's about it. What's there, what we have is likely to stick around as temperatures remain well below freezing. No issues today as we head back to work and school. Besides the cold, we're bundling up. It is certainly shiver-worthy. Later today, maybe the extra layer underneath the winter jacket. We'll finish with the 8-day at the end of the show. Mark?
James, thank you. Another check of the roads now with our sunrise traffic. Live view of the thruway this morning. Not a whole lot to talk about there. Looks like it's going well. 390, 490, 590. Again, up to speed at last check.
New this morning, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office is investigating a crash on 390 South near the Chili Avenue exit in Gates. Deputies responded to the area around 1:30. Our crews on scene say a car went into a ditch and crashed into a light pole, knocking it over. No injuries have been reported, but we'll keep you updated on this story throughout the morning. Happening today, Governor Kathy Hochul is scheduled to present her first state budget proposal.
Now, this plan will show how the state will use $200 billion in funding over the next year. The governor outlining her administration's priorities in her State of the State back in on January 5th. The governor says she wants to focus on workforce development, improving access to housing, gun violence, and climate change. The budget presentation, this is where the devil is in the details, set for 11 o'clock this morning. You'll see it streaming at rochesterfirst.com. Well, you might think a pet's fur is enough to shield them from the harsh winter temperatures.
But that is not always the case. The bitter cold can be harmful to your pet's exposed skin and make them more susceptible to frostbite on areas of their face, like their ears, nose, eyes, and mouth. Experts say the best thing pet owners can do is bring them inside as soon as they can.
Especially in this climate. I mean, animals need to be in the house. They need to be inside and part of the family.
If your pet has to go outside for a bathroom break, keep in mind that salt and other chemicals that are used to melt snow can irritate their paws. Be sure to wipe them down with a warm, damp towel after they come back in from the cold.
All right, here's what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. The legal battle over Prince's estate is now finally over, nearly 6 years after his death back in 2016. The IRS and the estate's administrator will valuing those assets at $156 million. A New York music company and 3 heirs will now share the proceeds of that estate. The music legend did not leave a will when he passed.
Well, James, I will say it's nice to have a little more clear roads out there this morning. They're not as bad, but still drive carefully if you're headed out.
Yeah, and I would add, we've had a lot of purple on your graphics lately as well, James.
Yes, a little bit of purple rain maybe this morning. Snow showers around the area, your bus stop forecast. Flurries this morning, and note the temperatures actually drop through this afternoon. We'll be in the teens to finish. Cold air certainly. We get the warm up tomorrow. Enjoy it. 8-day forecast. Wednesday is the warmest day of the week, where we get into the upper 30s. 40 may be a little ambitious there. We drop pretty quickly, stuck in the teens Thursday, Friday. And then the weekend is chilly as well. We mentioned it earlier. This month has just been such a drastic difference. If you just look back at December, it was mild. We were breaking record highs. And now we've got record snowfall like we did yesterday. So this snow will be around for quite a while.
All right, James, thank you so much. And thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great day.